So I've had money set aside for advertising for too long, and I need to like get to it. But the thing I want to do first is to just polish like this first part of the game as much as I can, just so when people play, they don't just like do a few tutorials and then stop. And that's kind of what I've been seeing. So I am restructuring Act 1 a little bit. So this first mission, Eli's last 50 credits, I changed the second half of it. It used to be just a little section, but I actually put like the holds tutorial here. And I'm gonna cheat that one. And now there's a new optional mission that comes right off of the first mission, above it. And this one uses Amada, and we haven't learned the zigzags keys controls yet. So this mission just does not have any zigzags. It's just column notes and jump notes. And then like on on extreme, I'm playing at 150% speed. I kind of added kind of a meme thing. And then as you saw, there was a label calling it optional. It's like I want it to be like, I want players to see that. I guess I want people to get the idea that if they want more practice. Anyway, and I chose Amada for this so that I could add up a bunch of crazy 30-second runs. So anyway, you see how that goes. So that's an optional mission I'm adding. A simple job, this is like the zigzag tutorial, and since I put the zigzag, no, I'm sorry, I put the holds tutorial into this first mission, now a simple job doesn't have to teach any of that, and so at the point where I was teaching holds, and I'm gonna zoom to it, I just added some more patterns. Oh, I'm on Ultra. I haven't updated that one yet. Changing these tutorials is a lot of work because I have to test every game mode, every difficulty, every like point where it resets you to. So anyway, this is changing. It's only going to teach you zigzags. It doesn't have anything else in it. And of course, I unlock upgrades after that. The next mission is Damon Hustle, and this used to be an optional mission, but now it's in the main mission line. So what this does is it ensures that people have this opportunity to just get more practice with the controls. You just learn the basic controls, and now you have to play through this one more mission. And it is using hide and seek. One thing I need to do is kind of tune this one down a bit, because I want to make sure the difficulty curve throughout all these tutorials and stuff is smooth. And also I need to update the track on this one a little bit, because it's been pretty ugly. I need to make sure I started working on it, but I need to do a little bit more. Just make it look nice. Yeah, I'm still at 150% speed, because I basically do everything like that. And then also, you will unlock hide and seek by completing this mission. That was ugly. I think that's okay, never mind. So now that we've completed that one, I've moved this Relax It's Legal one up here, just so you have more chance to practice, or you can get more experience, you know, with the controls at this point. So now, Fast and the Curious, this is the boost tutorial. And so between all these tutorials, I want to have a mission that exercises what you just learned. So this is pretty much unchanged. I did add a warning, because often players often get, I'm gonna skip ahead. If you take too much, if you if you kind of forget to hit the boost button, let's see how fast I can feel the meter. The game will now remind you to hit the boost button. If we like gain too much boost power that we don't use. It should be, yeah. Yeah, so now hopefully that will help people like not just like forget to boost and fail the mission. So now I'm gonna cheat that one. So we unlock speed boost, that's good. So now the Margrave Contracts is, it used to be an optional mission, but now it's required and it comes right after the boost tutorial. And in this one, I've added a bit of dialogue. I'm skipping the story. So at the very start of the mission, I'm just kind of trying to introduce this concept of the metal markers that you are racing. And then there's the same thing where if you go too long without boosting, using your boost power, it will pop up that dialogue to like remind you to boost. So hopefully that will like, I guess, keep, I think people get so overwhelmed with all the controls that they like forget to boost. So now we have that reminder pop up if we don't. And I also want to make the objectives of these missions that come between the tutorials actually exercise what was learned before. So I think for this mission, I want to create a bonus objective to like boost 3 times during straight sections of track or something, so that, you know, and maybe increase rewards for those ones where I really want to drive home like the game mechanics. So I'm going to cheat that one where you unlock kernel. I want to, another thing I want to do is for every mission I want to unlock something, and hopefully I think that might kind of lead the player along to wanting to, you know, continue playing. So now that we've learned how to boost, and then we did a mission that exercised that, now we come to fresh meat. This is where you learn how to steer, of course. I haven't changed anything here. So of course when you beat this one you you unlock steering, and an item slot, and an item. Okay, so now the next mission is queue up, and this used to be, again, an optional mission, which is now required, and I've already added a new bonus objective to this one. Skip the story. So it's a top speed objective, but you have to do it while boosting. So that's like, if the, and I want to increase the rewards for these two, so players like might actually want to do them. So this will exercise, you know, the steering mechanic. I'm just gonna cheat past that one. So now we've learned how to steer, and then we did an extra mission which kind of hopefully exercised like how to steer. And then finally we get to the hyper tutorial. So this used to be like the 5th mission, but now it's the 8th mission. So there's 3 extra ones, and I think that's a much slower, gradual learning curve, which I'm going to have to see if it works. I don't really know yet, but it's just like a hypothesis at this point. I didn't change anything here. I do want to change a little bit. Sometimes players, they will like forget to do the last hyper, so I might do something like near the end of the track. If you haven't done the last hyper, I'll again pop up some kind of like reminder to do like one more, just so players don't have to like redo the whole mission just because they messed up one thing. Oops, I meant to cheat it. Okay, cheat that mission. So we unlock Hyperdrift, we unlock something with every mission. And now on Borked, I have a new bonus objective, and I've changed the track a little bit. I'm actually gonna, let's not do this at high speed. So the new bonus objective is to use Hyperdrift through at least 2 turns. I think that's 2 is probably fine. I don't know. This one's a little bit tougher than the steering one. Should I cheat and skip ahead? I don't know. So I've changed this track a bit, and I've added some not sharp turns, but really well telegraphed turns. See, there's I put a big bright yellow arrow sign thing on the side of the track there. So if you, and also a little sound effect if you successfully hyper through one of these turns. So I've added a few of those, I think like 5 throughout the whole track. 5 or 6, I don't know. So now, again, we have the hyper tutorial, and then the next mission exercises, you know, the hyper mechanic. So, and then the rest of the entire Act 1 is the same. So, hopefully this means that, you know, if I do advertising, I'm just trying to fix like all kinds of little bugs and stuff too that have been building up over time. Just so that new players come in and they have as good of an experience as possible. And I want to even like revisit all of the, now that things are kind of out of order, like the difficulty curve throughout this mission line is a little bit uneven, so I want to adjust some of the difficulty of some of these, at least on standard. I don't care as much on challenge or ultra. So that's what I'm doing here, and I don't know when I'm gonna. I really want to get this done this week, and then finally get around to doing some advertising. I think I want to try using Indie Boost. I've never used it, but they will set you up with like people who do, you know, YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and you can like sponsor them to create a video about your game. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I have no idea, but we'll find out. So I want to talk about the DLC that I'm working on. I kind of want to change how I'm doing it. I want to see if, well, I want to change how I'm distributing it, for one thing. I'm not fond of uploading these zip files to the Google Drive and stuff, and I'm going to have to do it eventually anyway, so I want to create DLCs on both Steam and itch for that, and I'm thinking I can do like a private beta type of build. I don't know what they call it, but and then for all the people on playtesting, I can give them keys, and then I want to see if I can actually see if I can actually make it into like a public early access thing. I think that's something you have to talk to Steam to do, and then I'd set a price on it and stuff. And so if anybody wants to join that early access and pay for it, then they can. But you know, I think the best way to add value to something like that is to work on completing all of the tracks first. And before I said like I want to get the unknowns out of the way, but I'm starting to think it'd be better to like work on the tracks first. Right now I have 9 tracks, and I kind of want 10. I didn't plan on having so many, but it's all about just trying to add as much value as possible. I think the cost is going to be, I'm thinking right now $15 for 10 tracks and, you know, the new campaign. Maybe I should even go higher, I don't know. Well, I'll think about that. But it would be nice to have a way to allow people to continue to buy into basically the beta test for the new DLC. But to make it worth it, you know, I want to complete the tracks. I feel like that's where the bulk of the value of the DLCs is getting all these new tracks. And that brings up another thing. The editor, since I made a lot of changes a few months ago on accessibility, and so things, because I changed stuff, a lot of stuff is kind of busted right now. So what I need to do is to work on the editor, and of course if I'm working on tracks, then that means that I'll be fixing problems in the editor, so that'll be good. Just the little bit of editing I've done on these Act 1 tracks is like kind of shown like, wait, things are a little bit busted. So that'll be good, I think, for me to be working on tracks. And I'm kind of like, I just need to do something different, and working on tracks, it's fun, and I really want to get a new track. I really want something with a whole lot of like scratching, like really complicated scratching, just tons of like, I mean like turntable scratching. I gotta find something. That's my goal, is to find something like that I can license cheap, because I think that would fit the vibe of this expansion really well. So I think that's it. Yeah. So to recap, I'm reformatting Act 1. Oh, and tell me what you think of this new layout. I think it's going to be good for the intended purpose of just kind of smoothing out the difficulty curve and spacing out the tutorials and making the game just a bit easier to learn. Providing unlocks for every single mission so that, you know, the players kind of strung along, you know, earning stuff as they go. And then on the new DLC, I kind of want to just change up how I'm delivering it. Number one, I want to get them, you know, create these product pages on Steam and Itch. And then I want to start working on tracks a lot more, because I think I will be able to make more progress that way. There was a whole month where, like, I hurt my leg, and I couldn't work out, and so I basically just did hardly anything. Like, if you look at my YouTube channel, there was like an entire month where I didn't upload anything. So, and that was basically like because I hurt my stupid leg, but that's been fine for like several weeks now, so it's good. Anyway, so that's it. Tell me what you think. Yeah, and that's it. So, bye.